Webcast for Monday, January 13th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. Another day, another sunny start over California as dry air and offshore flow continues to keep clear skies in place. Thankfully, we again are not seeing any smoke on the satellite this morning as containment continues to increase on our local fires. The conditions aren't making things any easier, though. Here's a look at our current wind observations, and you can see that we once again have Santa Ana wind conditions present. We're already seeing east to northeast winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts to 50 miles per hour and locally higher across the wind-prone corridors of Southern California. Water vapor satellite shows another dry trough out of Canada pushing its way down the west coast. That is reinforcing our offshore flow, and that trough is actually going to push its way all the way over the ocean today and develop into a cutoff low early this week, which is going to keep our winds going for a couple more days, but then bring us some relief late in the week. Forecast-wise, there's really not much to say other than that today, tomorrow, and Wednesday are generally going to be dominated by moderate Santa Ana wind conditions. There will be some small fluctuations, mainly driven more by the diurnal cycle than anything, with Santa Ana conditions typically strongest in the overnights and early mornings. But it's not really a forecast worth getting too cute with, and by and large, what we'll continue to see through Wednesday are these near-constant east to northeast winds in that 20 to 30 with gusts to 50 mile per hour range, locally higher in the usual windiest spots. And these winds will continue to have a significant eastward component to them, affecting areas such as parts of Ventura County and the Riverside and San Diego mountains, a little more so than some of the recent winds. It's going to remain very dry as well. In fact, if anything, the RH forecast has been trending a little lower overall for this event. Minimum humidity will be mainly in the upper single digits and teens through Wednesday, and poor recoveries will be likely in many areas during the overnights. We're still not looking for much in the way of low or mid-single digit RH values, but it's a lengthy period of very dry conditions with extremely dry fuels already present. On Thursday, we'll start to see a transition in the pattern. Offshore flow will continue into the morning, but will be much lighter, and will weaken further and potentially even shift onshore by afternoon. RH will also begin to increase a little, especially in the lower elevations near the coast. High temperatures will be mainly in the 60s to near 70 degrees over Southern California for the next few days, with upper 50s and 60s in most of Central California. Here's a look at today's forecast highs. And by the end of the week, that cutoff low I was talking about will move inland over Southern California and northern Baja, bringing a welcome change to our weather. Friday and Saturday will see a shift to onshore flow, several degrees of cooling, and a large increase in humidity and marine layer presence. Here are the forecast min-RH values for Saturday, a dramatic change for most of this week. Unfortunately, no rainfall is expected during that late week period, but fire weather concerns will be greatly reduced. Heading into next week, dry weather is likely to continue, and there will probably be renewed lowering trends in RH, and at least some offshore flow is looking more likely as well, with current indications supporting only light or briefly moderate offshore winds. So right now it doesn't look overly concerning, but it's definitely not the wetter pattern we're hoping for. Of course, we just keep getting drier when it comes to the fuels, and that's going to continue through Wednesday or Thursday. You can see our South Coast PSA is now at daily record lows for 100-hour fuel moisture, and the finer fuels are even drier. We've had a couple of recent live fuel moisture samples come in as well, and they are exceptionally dry for this time of year in Southern California, at or below critical values, and in line with what we'd expect to see in September or October. ERCs in some cases are near the 90th percentile, also very unusual for January, and BI values will also be near daily records through Wednesday. But you do see in the green forecast trace on the graph here that we do get some relief by the end of this week as winds turn onshore and RH goes way up, so that will be a welcome break. The large fire potential will range from elevated to high for the South Coast and the Southern California mountains through Wednesday. Rapid rates of spread and long-range spotting will be possible on any new starts in wind-prone areas. This weather is definitely not as bad as what we saw last week, but still something to take seriously considering our current dryness. Conditions will begin to improve on Thursday as winds lessen, though it will remain very dry. Fire weather risks will then lower significantly by the end of this week as RH greatly increases, though again, that may only be a temporary improvement due to the lack of expected rainfall. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Tuesday, January 14th.